Yo, what's good? What's good? What's good? What's happening there? Let me get on this thingamajigger and see what's going on. I wasn't really supposed to be live right now, y'all. My bad. My fault. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let me see what I'm doing right now. What am I doing? Something I wanted to do. All right, let's throw a little banner up here. I got a guest coming in a minute, y'all. So we gonna work it out. Right. All right. That's good. Okay. I have some questions for that person. It's not showing up on my thing yet. That's weird. Go report me what I do. All right. Anyways, yeah, I got a guest coming in. It's one of my boys. You know, got it. We're gonna have a little discussion about how toxic fathers are. Well, I'm sure he doesn't think that fathers are toxic. That's why I'm gonna have him on here. But definitely, let's yeah, let's get the people in here. You'll never report. Thank you, Tracy. I appreciate that. Thanks for never reporting me. I appreciate y'all. For real, for real. I don't know why it's not letting me it's not showing me my live. Is my live not visible? Let's get out of there. I mean, it says it's public and all of that stuff, but it ain't. Oh well, we'll just throw it up in there like this then. Of course it didn't download. So let's go there. Let's make sure everything is downloaded. All right. I hope everybody's having a lovely Wednesday. I'm live on YouTube. Yep. It's where I'm live at every Wednesday nowadays. Been having such a good time creating content on YouTube. It's been really fun. Really, really fun. There we go. We got the thumbnail up in there. Everything's everything now. All right. There we go. All right. I did everything I'm gonna do. Okay. No TikTok. No. I will not be live on TikTok today. Right? Yep. YouTube been fun. The conversation's been better on YouTube. You know what I mean? Which one are you talking about, Go Lady? I don't know. I don't think I saw it. I haven't been up on my emails. I haven't caught up on my emails in the last couple of days. I've been behind on a lot of stuff. But yeah, man. Can we talk about the fact that men in general are toxic by nature? No. I don't think men are toxic by nature. I realize that men manipulate and gaslight without awareness that they're doing it. That's how natural it is. No, I don't think it's by nature. That gender essentialism stuff is a slippery slope. As soon as we start talking that men are bad by nature and all of that stuff, then we're cooked. You know what I'm saying? It can feel like that all we want. It can feel like that all we want to, but it doesn't. It flies in the face of history and logic, right? If we're talking about systems of oppression, then was the system was it natural or did we create it? Or, if it's the natural way of things, then I would think it would be, I think more people would be going along with it. I think it would be easier. And I think that it would be more beneficial to the group as a whole, but it's not. So I don't think any of this is natural for the most part. I think the reactions are natural. I think a lot of the way that people are responding to these systems of oppression are just natural reactions because how else would you respond? You know what I mean? Like when it comes to oppression, it's like how else would you respond to that, right? If people are doing this to you, you're going to do that 99% of the time. That's what it is because that's what nature would dictate. But I don't think that men are naturally oppressive or bad or I don't buy into that stuff. That's not to let men off the hook. That does the opposite of letting men off the hook. If men are naturally this way, then why are we trying to be better? Right? If this is my nature as a man, I give up. If I'm just shitty, if I'm just gonna be shitty because I'm a man, why try to fight it? That's what nature intended. I'm not gonna even try to fight it. I'm just gonna let it be. I don't think humans are trash. I have zero evidence to support that women are trash as a group. Everything I can think of on a mass scale that women do, like any problematic behavior I could think of that women do on a mass scale, I can directly trace it back to the behaviors of men. Every single one. So I don't know. I don't know if humans are trash. I don't believe that either. As much as I hate wasps, I don't think wasps are trash. You know what I'm saying? They just annoy the fuck out of me, but I don't think they're trash. You know what I mean? I don't think that's a stretch. Yeah. I think I just gotta we just gotta be careful talking about stuff in absolutes like that and talking about humans and men and using nature and that's a slippery slope, very slippery slope. Makes it really hard to combat anything once we start saying that it's natural or we all like we're just as a race we're all trash. Like as soon as we start saying stuff like that, again, what are we doing? We might as well just give up. We're all trash at that point, right? Yeah, eating the grasshoppers in your yard. Yeah, we need wasps to keep the pest the other pests down. Yeah, exactly. We need to do better. That's what I want. I want us to do better. I want like men need to do better. So I'm really, you know, I'm very very big on like this is all learned, it's all taught, we can unlearn it, we can teach ourselves better, we can make better choice. I'm really big on that. That's all I'm saying. People can disagree with that, that's fine. But I'm me personally, that is pretty much what my platform is built on. My platform is not built on the idea that men are trash by nature and there's nothing we could do and we just have to accept that. That's the opposite of what I believe. Uh, sorry, Aquarius. What's not true? Her Highness. Yeah, I agree. I think most men are a lost cause. I think those are two different things. I do think most men are a lost cause, but again, men still need to be better, and you don't need every man to get on board. You just need enough of us. As a whole, is not going to happen. I don't know. I mean, as a whole, this is happening. So why not as a whole can the opposite happen? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. Most men, I think most men are a lost cause. Yeah. Absolutely. I don't know what percentage, but a great amount, a great portion of men are a lost cause. No doubt about it. No doubt. Yeah. Definitely focusing on the kids. Yep. Hell yeah. I'm really big on, making sure that the kids is coming up, getting better tutelage and whatnot. Uh-huh. Absolutely. Uh, oh, you lied on WhatsApp. uh, uh-huh. Yeah, the problem with men is the system rewards the negative behavior, and that's a hard thing to overcome when the system is rewarding you to be a shitty person, and it's not, and there's little to no penalty to you being a shitty person. Then you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard. It's hard to get them out of that, right? They have to it unfortunately, in a lot of cases, if not the vast majority of cases, men have to, like, they have the threat of losing something has to be on the table. Has to be like, oh, if you don't change, you're going to lose your wife. If you don't change, you're going to lose your kids. If you don't change, you're going to lose your job, whatever, something that you care about. You know, that's the thing. That's the problem. That's the issue. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see if we could break it up. But I mean, at the very least, to me, it's like if we could just get a few of the men in our inner circles to be better. You know what I mean? Like, that's worth it. It's worth it to me. Like, I'll do all of this labor until I die. If you know, it's just a few men in our inner circles, as they listen, and we get better. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's worth it too. I don't care. I know it's worth it to my family for me to be better. So I could imagine that, spread out across a few thousand people or whatever. I think that's great. That's, to me, that's worth it. If I can impact a fraction of that, those people, I would take that. I would take that as my legacy and be fine with that personally. Because it's hard, man. It's up the. I feel like I'm sledding uphill all the time. I know I'm working uphill all the time. Like, men are just so ignorant. Men are just so ignorant. Just, man, scary. The ignorance is scary. And I see it. Like, I'll remember I was talking to my homie one day, and we were having a conversation about somebody we knew. And I'm thinking he and I were like on the same page, like 100%. And then in the midst of that, he said something that was like to the effect of like, man, I can't remember. It was like something about it basically was like he made like some benevolent misogyny quote, like, because men are supposed to be the leaders, like, or something like that. It was just something weird like that in the conversation. And it gave me pause because I was like, and he's like a decent dude, you know what I mean? Like, he's like a decent dude for sure. He's a good father, without a doubt. He's a good father, shows up for his kids. You know what I'm saying? Got, good to his girl. Don't cheat. You know what I mean? All that type of stuff. Like, solid, he's a solid dude for sure. But it was just like that comment, just be like little shit like that sometimes. That'd be just kind of like, that's weird. Why would you, where'd that come from? So yeah, it's interesting. What up, Burb? Burb says she's skating uphill. It is definitely skating uphill trying to talk to men. It's not an easy. They don't make it easy. We don't make it easy. I don't want to say that. Let me stop. That's what I'm saying. I try to make sure I include myself in that shit because I can be as dense as the best of them. So put me in it too. Put me in it too. I just it's just, it's just you get to a certain point when you just get to a certain point where like men, I mean, as a, just like as a human, you mature and then you're like, okay, th- I understand that what I was taught isn't right. And I know that it gives me comfort to believe in that stuff because that's what I was taught. That's what I was raised on. But it ultimately is stunning my growth. So I must let it go. Like that has to be the consensus that you come to at some point in time. But a lot of us don't. A lot of us don't. Man or woman, to be honest with you, a lot of us don't. In different, what I mean, in different areas in life. But it's just when men do that, the we're more destructive. You know what I'm saying? We're actually out here actively destroying our communities, actively destroying the planet, actively harming people. When we don't take like self inventory, it's ultimately going to lead to harm to ourselves and everybody around us. And it's trying to get men to be self aware and to self reflect and to be introspective. That really, and at its core, that's kind of like what we're doing, right? Like that's what my channel is about, is just to get men to be introspective. Be introspective. Like, so I was just in a live, I was just listening to one of my favorites, YV Edits, was in a live with my girl Therese, and YV had said something interesting. She was saying how well, damn, I lost my train of thought. Like men, damn, I lost my whole train of thought. Damn, hopefully I get the thought back. I'm sorry. I just had a brain fart. I got coffee in me and everything, and I still had a brain fart. What was I saying about men being introspective? And then, yeah, I don't remember. Damn, it was good too. Shit. Hopefully it pops back in my brain. I'm sorry. That's scary because I don't even have any brain fog or anything right now. It's very, very scary. The ADHD got me. That was crazy. I was bad. That was a bad one. All right, let me hit this guy up and see if we're are you almost ready? He said he got to get to the house and do some stuff. Self-analyze is a troll, I would assume. Should have more introspection as a heart pet, a black heart pet. The 40s got me. He's almost here. The illiteracy of it all. Women are ones destroying the community because their men don't give them their narcissistic fix. I mean, that's the link. Hold on. He's asking for the link again. Let me make sure. 2D. Man, that's the link, homie. What the hell? HTTPS // stream. Oh, that's what it was. Okay, I see. StreamYard.com 2D and 8 MAN 2A. Yeah. So yeah, men. I'm glad Self-Analyze said that too, because men who call women narcissists have to be like the biggest scammers on the planet. Like calling women like as a group narcissistic, like generally saying, like implying that women are actually the ones who struggle with narcissism or narcissistic traits, is like top tier gaslighting, and actually exhibits how much of a narc you are and how much of a narc most men are, right? And how men in 2025 have just simply taken uh, uh, psychiatrist jargon and they're trying to weaponize it to manipulate women. Like, you guys don't even know what narcissism is. You don't even know what narcissism is. Isn't that something? You don't know what narcissism is. You don't know what stonewalling is. You don't know what gaslighting is, but you use these terms in these conversations to give off the impression that A, you know what you're talking about and it's coming from an educated place, and B, trying to project and flip the narrative onto women, change it around to be like, oh, women are actually the real narcissists. How? Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. So you're telling me that the group of people that are socialized to take care of everybody else is the group of people that are actually the narcissists? Like, listen to what I'm saying. By default, right? The way women are socialized, narcissism and the way that they are socialized don't mix. It's oil and water. Being a narcissist, while being tasked with the responsibility of taking care of everybody else, literally conflicts with one another, right? Okay, cool. Now let's flip it around. We know men are not asked to take care of anybody but themselves, and barely even themselves. They're not even asked to take care of themselves because women are asked to take care of men. Men are not asked to take care of women or children or even themselves because, again, women are asked to take care of men. Now, could it be? Let me do the math here. The group of people that are socialized to not take care of anybody would be the group of people who is most likely to be narcissistic. That's what I want to understand here. Like, so now in 2025, we've gotten to a place where men are just calling women the narcissist when, again, by default, it literally doesn't make sense. I'm not, of course there are narcissistic women. Of course there are. Of course there are. Look, I'll go a step further. There are tons of narcissistic parents. Parents, men and women. There are tons of narcissistic mothers, without a doubt. No question, especially boomers. Especially boomers. Tons of narcissistic parents, mothers included, right? But for every narcissistic mother, there are 10 narcissistic fathers in any generation. For every narcissistic mother, there are 10 narcissistic fathers. And the way that narcissism shows up in men and women, to me, is fucking night and day. It's night and day. The narcissistic father will completely abandon their kids. That's the difference between a narcissistic mother and a narcissistic father. A narcissistic father will literally abandon their children, and on the way out, say the most harmful, destructive shit he can. A narcissistic mother will be there, but she'll be neglectful. She'll never be vulnerable. She'll never really open up. You know what I'm saying? And she'll be manipulative and definitely all that stuff. But she won't abandon the child. She'll be there for the child. There'll be emotional abuse in there too, no doubt about it. Neglect will happen, and yelling and things of that nature. No question. It'll happen. Yep, that happens. Without a doubt. But compared to a fucking narcissistic dad, go read the story about that dude who just he killed his daughter and like lied and said somebody fucking he was having like money problems and shit. He was from like Canada. He like killed his daughter, and they found her under a log in a pond in upstate New York. That's what narcissistic fathers do. That's a narcissistic father. That's what I'm saying. Narcissism in men and women it's just different. It's just not the same thing. It doesn't manifest itself the same. Like, even listen to what I'm saying. Even narcissistic women are better than narcissistic women are better than narcissistic men. And I would take being raised by a narcissistic mother over being raised by a regular father any day of the week. I'll still take my chances with a narcissistic mother. Still, me. I'm saying me, everything I know about my mom and about parents and all of that shit, and me being a parent, I'll take my chances with a narcissistic mother over a regular father any day of the week. I'll still give the edge slightly, but I'll still give the edge to a narcissistic mother slightly over just like a regular dad, just like a run of the mill dad. Oh, here you go, Warren Calloway. I bet Mr. Warren won't come up here and say that shit. Because here's the thing that I always find funny. That's from Warren Calloway. That's Mr. Warren Calloway. There you go, Warren Calloway. Come on up and say and say it with your chest. It's funny. I can go to 10 Red Pillars lives and never repeat myself. Even though they can say the same thing, they could be having the same discussion, but I can go to 10 different Red Pillars lives. I can have discussions with 10 different Red Pillars and never repeat myself. I can say something new every single time. It'll all be true because my thoughts are linear and the logic is linear. So it keeps going and keeps going. It never runs out, right? But the Red Pillars, when they attack me, they say the same stupid thing every single time. You claim I'm pandering, and then I ask you, how am I pandering? And then you can't actually articulate how I'm pandering. Are you implying that what I'm saying is a lie? Okay, prove it. Don't just say, like, why would that be your default go-to? And outside, as opposed to being like, oh, you're wrong, and this is why you're wrong. You see what I'm saying? Like imagine somebody just telling you you're wrong about something, right? And never telling you why you're wrong. Are you going to believe them, or are you going to think that they're just mad, or they're bitter, or they're jealous, or whatever the case may be? You know what I mean? Like you would think if a person had enough nuts to say you were wrong, that they would be able to actually articulate how you're wrong. Right? That seems fair to me. So there you go, Warren. The link is in there. Here, I'll pin it for you. Just for you, Warren. I got a little bit of time to my oh damn, I can't pin it. Can one of my mods pin that link? The link to the to sign up. That's just for Warren. I would love to see Warren come up here and say it with his chest. Never seen him in my lives before. I'm glad he's here. Right, Aquari. I would never understand it. I would never understand it. When I give y'all the opportunity, it don't be nothing. Thanks, Kay. It don't be none but space, and it don't be none but air and opportunity between us. Y'all be in there yip yapping. Yip. And I say, okay. I'll be your huckleberry. You want my attention, you got it. And then y'all disappear. Like a snow cone in the summer. Y'all melting like Olaf. Y'all just melt away. That's cool. That actually proves my point. Thank you. All right. We got self-analyze, who is having a conniption. He's gonna get banned from the live. Oh no, self-analyze is gone. He gone. Female dictators is crazy. Once you start, I mean, he been saying wild shit the whole time, but once you start saying weirder, he was just getting weirder and weirder. You got to go. You're crowding the chat with stupid stuff. Tweaking since day one, since he jumped in this motherfucker. I'm still waiting on that. I'm still waiting on that boy to come up here. As soon as you put the spotlight on them, they scatter like roaches. Look at them. Scatter like roaches. Where they at? Where they at, man? Hey, that's what's up. I knew your mom. That's what's up. I don't know her. I don't know who your mom is, but I believe you though, because you just said the city and everything, and you said my government name. That was crazy. I love it though, man. I appreciate you. There he goes, my boy.
Man, I literally just walked in the house. I didn't even talk to my wife.
You good, man?
Came right in, sat down. You know, hey. Chilling.
Where you at? You in Long Beach?
No, I live in Huntington. I've been living in Huntington for HB. I've been living out here for I don't know since like 2016.
Bet. I knew you was close still. I just didn't know because that looked like you know, over there like by 2nd Street and shit. I didn't know if it was you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm trying to turn my camera around so you can see. Nah, this the patio. I'm on my patio. Chilling. Well, I'm in my room. I'm upstairs. But yeah, how you doing?
I'm good, man.
Brandon told me you had your he said your podcast was popping, but he said you was pandering big time.
Yeah, that's what Brandon do. I invited Brandon to come on. He ain't came. Well,
he said I already know why. He felt like you gonna lower the boom on him. But I don't care because you know me. I got shit. Somebody want to listen, I'll speak on it.
Yeah, Brandon be Brandon be acting nervous to, he'll want me to go on his shit. I go on his shit. I don't care because
he can control the mic and do all that. That's what he likes to do. Me too. You like me.
No.
I don't care. I don't.
Yeah,
I have no problem being wrong. I have no problem coming off of wherever I'm coming off with a high horse or whatever somebody want to say. I have no problem doing that because that's where the growth comes,
Yeah. Hey, your service is nervous. I know you on the I don't know if the Wi-Fi is. Yeah, it's a little glitchy.
There's on my display.
Say what?
No, I'm by the water. I'm by water. Okay. And I'm upstairs. My Wi-Fi downstairs. I don't want to go down there and make all that noise because my kids and my wife working. But if it's bad, let me know and I'll make it better. Do that help?
Keep going. Let me hear you.
Did that help? Like taking the camera off so it takes some of the.
Yeah, the camera off helped a little bit, I guess.
I mean, did I help it though?
Yeah. It's going. It's better now.
And if, all right.
So we good now. But
we can't.
See your shit going out again. I guess it ain't helping. What'd you say?
Damn. What about now? I came in the house.
It's good right now, but
still going in and out?
When we talk more, I'll be able to tell you. But it's cool now.
All right, hold on. Let me go get my headphones too. I got some headphones in the car, and I might make it better too.
Bet.
Yeah. What's been the topics today?
I told you so I was going. So the thing is the topic I was talking about was that fathers are toxic, and you
fathers are toxic.
Yeah, fathers are toxic, and
so you're toxic. Are you toxic? Are you toxic? You're a father.
Yeah, fathers is not every father, brother.
But when you said it, you said fathers. You didn't say some fathers are toxic. You just blanket statement. You said fathers are toxic. So if I know you, I'm gonna assume that you're saying every father.
Yeah,
you gotta make it clear for your listener.
No, I don't. So, but I'm gonna help you though because now we got to do.
You don't have to make it clear.
We got to do it. We got to do English now. So in English language, when you say, because there is no absolute. So there's no, you would have to specify. I would have to say all fathers are toxic if that's what I'm saying. But if I say fathers are toxic, that's general, and that means most. So I don't have to be specific. I could literally just say fathers are toxic, and it could be anywhere between 51% and 99%, right? And I could give you a more specific answer, but in general, fathers are toxic. Yes, most fathers are toxic. Absolutely.
Are mothers toxic?
Say it again?
Are mothers toxic?
What about the concept?
I said, let me go buy my Wi-Fi. I said, are mothers toxic?
No, mothers aren't toxic.
How?
But we're talking about, even if they were, we're talking about fathers right now.
So what you're telling me is 100% of mothers are toxic, but some dads are toxic. Because you said fathers are toxic, but you're not talking about all of them. But then
again, Jakari, again, if you flip it around, most mothers are not toxic. I never said 100%. Like, it's so weird. Like, this is like regular.
What I'm trying to do is, I hear what you're saying. What I'm saying is, it's a 1-for-1, because for me, I don't look at men and women. I look at humans. So humans are toxic in general. So if I'm saying humans can be toxic, then that means that men and women alike, mothers and fathers alike, whatever preference, whatever anything, I'm going to go ahead and say that. I'm not going to sit here and just try to make it seem as if, and this is what my perspective is from what you just said, is like women are they make no mistakes and fathers do. But I'm going to tell you, I think there's
a wait. That is gaslighting. Like that is like a prime example of gaslighting, because again, I'm not speaking in extremes. I'm not saying all or none. I'm just talking most versus most. And it's not a one-to-one. Men and women are not equal, right? We're not, I'm saying the outcomes that men and women produce are not equal. We're not on the same level. Men are historically worse than women, currently worse than women, statistically worse than women in every single category that we can track. Every single meaningful category that we can track will show you undoubtedly that men are destructive and women are not. Comparatively, it's not even close. It's not my opinion. So I'm not speaking from a place of like men would say emotion. I'm speaking from a place of logic, history, and facts and data, right? So again, we're talking about men right now. We're talking about fathers. You asked me about mothers, and I answered your question. I didn't say all mothers are good, but mothers aren't toxic though. Fathers are toxic. Most mothers aren't toxic. Most fathers are toxic. That's all I'm saying. And again, even if most mothers were toxic, we are talking about fathers right now. So let's stick to fathers.
Could you elaborate on what you would constitute as toxic?
Yeah, fathers are neglectful. Fathers are physically abusive, emotionally abusive, manipulative. They abandon their kids. The majority of fathers are either somewhere between extremely neglectful or complete abandonment of their children. Most fathers are. There are very few fathers that are actively involved, especially if we're comparing them to the mothers. There are probably 1% of fathers are just as active as the mothers are. But even just to meet like a standard of not saying that they're neglectful or or completely abandon their children, it's a very small percentage of fathers that don't fall somewhere in between those two categories.
So you just said a lot, and I think the first question I have for you is: these fathers you talking about, are these married couples? Are these single parents? Because all these things play a role. I can speak for myself. I'm a father. I can speak as a basketball coach to 30 kids that deal with mothers and fathers. I can speak from being my daughter is now 13, and I've been in the school curriculum since 2016. So I can speak on that. I can speak on statistically. Statistically, if we're talking about facts, statistics show that single fathers outperform single mothers statistically. Now, I'm not saying if they're showing up or not. I'm saying when they show up, statistically, they outperform them.
They don't, but they don't.
Pete, let me finish. I was quiet for you. So they do. And now you're arguing your emotions off of versus facts, because you got a computer, you can pull up the facts, and we can go from the facts. Now, one thing I do love to do is go from the facts, because, like I said, there's no arguing that situation, and that is a literal fact.
There is, and that's why. And that's why
hold on. Can I finish? Let me finish too, sir. So that's the first thing I said. Second thing is this: my brother would be considered and I don't even want I should be speaking on him because he might listen to this, but if someone was to say that, they would say that he's an absent father. But it's not by choice. It's because the baby mama has put barriers between him and his kids, all the way to where he don't even know when they got doctor's appointments.
Yeah, it's probably because he's abusive.
No, it's not. He's abusive. I know myself. I know my brother. He's not abusive at all. It's because she was scorned. She was scorned. Listen, there's also an Instagram page. You're a man. You should go on. It's called Fathers Matter 24/7. Look what those fathers are saying. Am I going to tell you that there are absent fathers? Yes, but let's not act like there's not women who create absent fathers because of their emotional
father, brother.
Sir,
absentee fathers choose to be absent. You can't create an absent father.
Sir, if your wife divorced you right now, you're gonna be. If she wants you to be an absentee father, you will be.
She couldn't stop me.
Listen, the first thing she could do, Prince, the first thing she could do, can I talk? Can I speak?
No,
Sir,
no.
listen,
My wife
I
couldn't
can
stop me from seeing my kids.
how can she
Legally, she
stop?
couldn't stop me.
How?
She couldn't stop me. How?
How?
Exactly. How could she
So
stop me? That's the
so
question. You're asking my
explain.
question. How could she stop me?
No. You had no question. You were making a statement. So
See
now
what I'm
your
saying?
statement.
How could she
No,
stop me from seeing my kids? That doesn't make any
Prince,
sense.
I'm about to explain to
Hold
you.
on, unless I was abusive,
So now, listen,
and she could prove it.
Sir, listen. Listen. Now, what you're doing? Let's talk like two men. You talk, and I talk. You talk, and I talk. We can do it like that, or you could use your emotions and interrupt. So I was trying to tell you because, like I said, I'm speaking from an empirical position. You have never been divorced. You listen. Hold on. I know you're right. I have not literally went through it, but I'm speaking from a closer position to it.
You're not speaking from an empirical position.
Sir. I just said that. I just said I wasn't. Again, so let's move past that. Empirical means I'm not going through it. You're right. I had to reword it. I have no problem doing that, as you can see. So turn on the camera for the diabolical men's registry. Oh, here. Well, turn it on. You can see my face. I got my real name and everything. So look, hold on. So back to what I was saying, sir. Let me get back. So what I was saying was this: there's a whole page, right? There's a whole of men who hard to stand up. And this is what I'm trying to explain to you. Your wife wanted you, even if you've never touched her in her life. Guess what she go to the courts and say? You beat her. And guess what they're going to say? Prince, you beat her, even though you never touched her in your life. And guess what she could say? He been touching my kids. And guess what they're going to say? Whether you did it or not, listen to what I'm telling you, sir. Because I have a person who went through it for a fact, firsthand. I witnessed it. I'm still witnessing it. So they can say that. And then guess what happens? You get no access to the kids. Zero. So, and if you show up, you go to jail. If you show up, you go to jail. So you talking? So wait. So you talking like you're Superman? That ain't the facts.
Hold on, Jakari. So two things. I'm gonna go back to something you said before I address the last thing you said. First and foremost, you are speaking from strictly an anecdotal perspective. When you brought up anecdotal. It's just your own. You just said it. You said I could talk about me and my brother. That's anecdotal, right? And that's fine. I don't mind. Right. But that's first. Hold on, brother. First hand is anecdotal. Doesn't matter. So I want to be clear. The study that you tried to cite, which was about how single fathers outperform single mothers. When you read that, what else did it say in that study? I'm curious because I read it too. So I'm curious to know, did you actually read the full study? I read, I think two studies on that before. You're frozen, by the way. We can't hear you. Beast Nation said, nigga crashing out like Dodie 6. Damn. There you go. Came back.
Somebody said, I'm not saying most of them are. I know some real.
Hold on, Jakari. Hold on.
Terrible.
Please don't.
Terrible.
Brother.
I know some real terrible.
Jakari. Hold on. Please don't respond to the text. I'm not reading those. I'm having a conversation with you. So if you're gonna read the messages, then we can pause it.
You didn't just respond. You just didn't read the text.
No, I just.
Didn't you just read one?
Yeah, because they paid. It was a super chat. I'm not reading just regular comments. Somebody paid to have a comment.
Oh, okay. I don't see you posted.
I just want to be clear. Okay, so that study that you're citing, it doesn't say that single fathers outperform single mothers. The reason for that, though,
let's source it.
Brother. Jesus Christ.
I'm here.
You got to let me finish what I'm saying. So the reason for that distinction or that difference or whatever you would say in the outcomes of the children is solely rooted in economics, because when single mothers make the same amount of money, or are basically when single mothers make enough money to support the children financially on their own, the children have the same outcomes as two-parent households and single father households. So it is an economics-based study. It has nothing to do with, like, if you're trying to imply that fathers are intrinsically better parents than mothers, then you would have to substantiate that claim. And you couldn't. Like, just all studies aside, if I asked you, when you think of nurturing, who is the most nurturing group of people, men or women? Right? And the answer would be women, overwhelmingly. Everybody would say women, the mothers, and da-da-da-da. So make it make sense that the most nurturing group of people are, when they're not with the man, all of a sudden they become the worst parent. Like, that doesn't make sense. It's the reason why that's happening is because the women are broke, because women who have children historically are poor. Single women with children are historically poor. That's like a known thing. That's not that is a systemic problem, right? And that's what that study actually shows. It points to the importance of money and resources, not gender, not mother or father, right? So now that we've gotten past that, let me address the last thing you said. You saying that if my wife and I got divorced, that if she wanted to, she could keep me away from my children, right? It's a lie.
She could.
There are also studies she couldn't. There are, unless, and I want to say, I want to preface by saying,
look, I would never wish bad things on somebody, but
hold on, brother. Unless that woman could prove to the court somehow, some way, that I was abusive to her and or the children, not even to her, but to the children, then it ain't happening, right? But if you can go look this up, that when women claim that a man has abused her or the child, the rate, the likelihood that the man, the father, gets access to the children goes up, not down. It's the opposite of what you're saying. So even if
that's crazy,
my wife came to court and was like, "Oh, he abused me," the judge is more likely to show me favor, right? So if your brother or anybody, any man is being alienated from his kids, again, because you couldn't alienate me from my children because my sons know me. You couldn't. There's nothing their mother could tell them to alienate us because they know me. They'll be like, "What are you, dad? Like, what are you talking about? That's dad. He's there. What do you mean? Doesn't matter, divorce or not. They wouldn't believe her, and the courts wouldn't side with her. Men win historically the majority of the time when they show up to court and they fight. That's statistically proven. So nothing you're saying is rooted in reality or numbers or anything like that.
Okay, so look, I'm gonna ask you two questions. Cite any one of your sources that you're saying. Cite anyone. Just like, I can tell you where I took my information from. I went to Forbes, I went to median.com, Brookings.com.
What did you go to for what? What are you talking about?
You're talking about things. Look. You're talking about things. Listen. You're talking about things, and to me, you sound like someone who has no clue at all. Let me tell you how I know. It's like you've never been to jail and you heard all the stories. You don't know. You don't know. Do you even know anybody who's went through these type of situations? Like, name me one person that you know. Name me one. Prince. Name somebody, Prince.
Tell you a real name of a person.
You can say the homie Art. It don't matter. They don't know these people. I just mentioned my brother. They know me, then they know my brother. So it don't matter. You can't though. You're talking solely. Look. Show me your sources. I'll check them out statistically, because if that's the case, there shouldn't be a Fathers Matter 24/7. There shouldn't be a huge thing. There shouldn't be an ongoing thing where men, like, this is literally a thing that men talk about. Single men that don't have their kids, about how they don't have access, how they've been put out, how they've been saying this. Look, there's a baseball player. You ever heard of Trevor Bauer?
Mm-hmm. So your source is an Instagram page.
Stop. Is they Instagram?
Your source is an Instagram page, but you're asking me to cite sources.
The reason why I say Instagram page, speaking from their own heart, from their own experience. So you can see
Forbes is not a source.
Again, listen. I said median. I said more than that. Look, I said multiples. You're using Okay, so don't use me. So tell me your sources then. Where'd you get your information?
But
Prince,
the
where'd you
thing
get your
is
information?
that
Where did you get your No. We can stop. We can't go no further until you source one thing. You haven't sourced
I don't
nothing.
have
You're
to
just
source
talking out
anything.
your
I'll be
ass.
honest with you.
Look,
I'm gonna say,
you talk.
hey, hold on,
Look,
wait.
look.
Jakari,
I have a
I'm going
basketball practice to go to. Look, Prince. I have a basketball practice to go to. You need me on here to talk to you. I don't need to be on here. Remember
you can
that. So
leave.
if we not, I know
Wait.
I
Hold on.
can. I can.
Hold
And I
on.
am.
Now you
I
got it.
can. I am.
Now y'all
But
got it.
I'm
Now you got
asking
it
you.
fucked up.
Listen.
Uh,
If
Here y'all
can't,
go.
if you information like you know it, right? So I'm saying source it. You said according to the facts, the fathers get more rights. Show me so I can show those dudes who's telling me that they not getting no rights what they can do so they can go get their kids. That's what I'm telling you. Show me so I can tell them to go make an excuse. But if you're not showing me, guess what you doing? You blowing hot air at these people asses. You giving them exactly what they want.
Uh-huh.
I can joke. Niggas ain't shit. They terrible. They're the problem. They're the source for everything. Ooh, come on. Ooh, I like what you talking about now. I'm into really building something. So what I'm saying is, if you have this information, help me make people better. Or you just
Okay.
talking. You can't name one person. I know multiple people going through these type of situations. Multiple. You ain't sourcing one person. You ain't sourcing one thing. Instagram, hey, it's bullshit. But I told you where the bullshit I got my shit from. Where? You should have this already written down. You the host. You the host. You ain't even got your sources. And you so listen. You cannot come from a superior position with nothing behind it. Just because it's your show, you doing that branding stuff. This is your show, so you think you whatever, and the people going to next. Come with some sources. If not, then you have nothing. You're talking. I'm telling you, I know people going to the courts. I didn't went to family court with them. You been to a family courthouse? Have you?
Huh? What'd you say?
Have you been to a family courthouse? Have you been to family court? Have you been in there?
Of course not. I'm married.
No. Oh, okay. So you don't even. Oh, I am too. But I still been. I've been. So again, like I said, you talking about positions and situations that you're not even remotely close to. It's like you banging the hood and you're not even from the hood. You don't even. And you talking from a position. I'm telling you, hey, I'm in here talking with the homies. I be getting on my dudes. Hey, the casino every day. What's up with your kids? Hey, bro. You over here posting this every day. Where your kids at? I post my kids on my Instagram. It ain't nothing but my kids and my family on there. I love my kids. How can you be thinking about your investing in your kids? Oh, bro, the girl, she keep me for the kids. She said I did this and this and this, and I never did it. She said I touched them kid. I touched my own kid. What the fuck? I look like touching my own kid.
All right. Okay.
They're lying.
You done yet? You've been going on for a good amount of time, family. Okay. So we gonna put a pause. Hold on. Hey, Jakari. Hold on. I'm gonna help you out because you're not listening. I'm gonna help you out. Okay. So this is what we're gonna do. Right? We're going to do the thing that you're screaming, spitting on your phone about, right? So you see that up there, it says dispelling the myth of gender bias in family court system. Right? This is a Huffington Post article.
Where's this from?
I just showed you.
You gotta go somewhere else with your sources, my boy. I'm gonna show you Fox News then. If we doing that,
right. You can't.
That's crazy.
You can't
like a university.
You can't. You have to listen. You can't talk while I'm talking. You asked me to cite a source, and Huffington Post, they cite their sources just before, because I already knew you were going to say, Huffington Post, even though you just said fucking Forbes, as if Forbes is better than Huffington Post. But Huffington Post wrote an article. They break down the actual information and they just synthesize it. And I think this is good for right now. I don't really feel like looking up the Pew Research right here. You see how they cite their source? They put the links to it. You can click on these because I've done it before on this article. You can click on it and you can go look it up yourself. But this is all right here. This is where they got it from. See? More stuff right there. Bias they experienced during the court process They cite all their sources. That's how these things work. So if you doubt Pew Research, if you doubt any of these sources, you can do it on your own whenever you want to. But for right now, this is what we're going to do. Okay? This is how it's going to work for the next couple minutes, right? So, according to the report, a married father spends on average 6.5 hours a week taking part in primary child care activities with his children. The married mother spends on average 12.9 hours a week. So when I said earlier that fathers are more neglectful, that was kind of like what I was talking about, right? Since two-income households are now the norm, not an exception, the above information indicates that only are mothers working, but they are also doing twice as much childcare as fathers. So mothers work. 70% of women are married women work. So and they're doing almost double the amount of labor in the home with the children, right? Let's scroll down here. Divorce or unwed fathers. More startling are the stats on absentee fathers, or the amount of time fathers spend with the children once the divorce is final. According to the above study, when fathers and children live separately, so this is after a divorce, 22% of fathers see their children more than once a week. Only 22%, I want to say. 29% of fathers see their children 1 to 4 times a month. So at best, once a week. That's 29%. The most disturbing fact is that 27% of fathers have no contact with their children at all. So add 27 to fucking 29, right? I'm sorry, is it 29 or 22? Let me go back. Live separately 20. Add 27 to 29. Doesn't that equal 56 fucking percent? So 56% of divorced fathers see their children anywhere between once a week and never. 56%. Just so we're clear. That's a lot. I don't know where the fuck how you're not understanding that. That's a lot. Now let's scroll down here. We want to talk about the court system, right? When you take into consideration, spend more taking, that is a reason why women would get child custody. But don't you need to take into consideration how child custody is decided in the majority of divorce cases before blaming gender bias on a father's post-divorce status? What do the statistics say about how custody is decided during divorce and whether or not there is a true gender bias? According to divorcepeers.com, the majority of child custody cases are not decided by the court. 51% are decided outside of court. 29% of custody custody cases are decided through third-party involvement. 11% of the cases are decided cases. The decision for mom to have custody was made during mediation. So again, without a judge, a mediator is not a judge. It's just somebody going, "Hey, yeah, I mean, the mom should have the kids." In 5%, only 5% of cases, the issue was resolved after a custody evaluation. Only 4% of custody cases went to trial. And of the 4%, only 1.5% completed custody litigation. So that means a judge actually made a ruling in favor of the woman or the man in 1.5% of cases, statistically. So whatever the fuck you're talking about is a goddamn lie. Nobody is doing the things you're describing, sir. Stop lying. You don't know multiple men. If you know multiple men that are in the 1.5%, that is like fucking lightning striking in the same place twice. You don't fucking know. Stop letting these men lie to you. Hold on, I'm not done yet. Hold on, I'm not done yet. You asked for stats. Hold on, you asked for stats. You asked for sources. And let's keep going. Let's keep going. Shall we? You wanted to know. After studying the statistics with divorcing clients, for more than 10 years, it's my opinion that the gender bias argument is used by some fathers who fail to understand the value of legally fighting for more time with their children during the divorce process. So it's the men who are actually out here fucking being ignorant and lying and perpetuating this lie that the courts only favor men. Everybody knows this. Everybody who looks this shit up, we all know this. You can look any of this shit up. Again, all the sources are here. Pew Research, Pew Research.
Two questions. First one, when was the article printed? When was the article printed?
Hold on. I'll tell you when this article was written. It was written in 2000. This one has been updated. It was updated in 2012.
Okay, so that's the 13th. So we're talking
2012.
So
now,
if you're going to try to make an argument,
hold on. If you're going to try to make an argument, hold on, brother, hold on. If you're going to try to make an argument that in the last 13 years that the court system has completely fucking flipped, don't do that, because that's a lie and that's dumb. Now, we can go to more recent sources if you would like. We can go through peer review and we can turn this into a fucking PowerPoint presentation, but I hate to do that because it just slows down the live and it makes a live boring. And here's the reality. And here's what I know for sure. It doesn't matter what I show you. You're just going to continue to lie and deny it. That's why I just want to prove in real time that it doesn't matter what you do, right? The men ultimately who don't want to believe, they're ultimately going to say that it's not true. It's the source. I know a man that does this. I knew a man. You don't.
So now
you don't know.
Look, let me tell you what the word cherry picking means. I mean, you pick something specifically to fit your thing. Look, this is what I knew. This is what happened, and this is why I don't like sharing information. So we took the time to share the information, and here he goes saying I'm cherry picking data. How the fuck did I cherry pick data when I didn't write the article? The article didn't cherry pick shit. It just is what it is. The men don't show up for their children as much as mothers do. You're not there as much as your wife is. I'm not as with my children as much as my fucking wife is. Every man I know besides one, I know one. No, I know two men out of all the men I know that have kids, and pretty much all my friends have kids except for like two of them. Fucking, we're talking hundreds of dudes that we know, right? Only two of them don't have kids. Everybody else has kids. Every single man that I know of that I have intimate knowledge of their relationship and the inner workings of their relationship, the mothers are exponentially more involved with the children than they are. And they still see themselves as good fathers. They still call themselves and qualify themselves as good fathers. That's just the reality. That's just the reality. Juniper said abusive fathers are more than twice as likely to seek sole custody of their children than non-abusive fathers. Courts award fathers joint or sole custody. 70% of the time. Let me come back. My bad. My thing. I'm thinking that it's still listening, but I didn't hear you reply to that yet, so I had to check and you go. All right, I'm moving closer to my Wi-Fi. I told you it's the water out here, but it says you said 56%. Right, are absent. Here it's saying now it's 60% that are there. I've seen one that says up to 73%.
That are there what?
That see their children. That see their parents. That divorce. But it was hold on. It was divorced fathers. It wasn't just fathers in general, because not every father. So listen, and then I do understand this. I understand first that there are fathers that are just absolute pieces of trash. For real. Hey. Sorry, mothers, for finding that dude, or that dude finessed you or whatever. I apologize for it. But I'm not going to sit up here and act like there's not a group of fathers who want to see their kids, but can't. And for you to make it seem like those people don't exist, I'm not saying that there's a large number. I'm not saying. Okay, cool. Well, if you're not doing that, that's cool. We can move forward. Okay.
Because I don't see absolutes. Of course, there is a group of the problem, Jakari, isn't that there is a group of men that want to see their kids and can't see their kids.
It's the ones that don't.
Hold on. Listen to what I'm saying. I know statistically, logically, I don't have to know nobody that's been through it. I'm telling you, logically, we can all come to the logical conclusion that there is a group of men that are being lied on in court, and the court is buying the women's lies and whatever, right?
And we can also say that there's a group of dads. We can also say that there's a group of dads who are not in their child's life at all. They mad the girl don't want to be with them, so they don't want nothing to do with the kids. We can say that too.
I don't need to deny that for what I'm saying to be true, because I'm not speaking in absolutes. Again, yes, there is a group of women out there that is doing that to the man and whatever. My point is that group don't know nobody that exists in that group. You definitely don't know multiple men that exist in that group. That is the difference. And you and me, again, talking about most men versus you talking about the smallest group of men and trying to act like it's a fucking even comparison is the thing that we're actually having the large disagreement on. Again, most men are either, they fall in between these two categories, neglectful and absent. Most men, me, you, every fucking man I know. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You want to talk about men that I know, right? Because you were going, oh, the men that I know. Okay. Every man, no man I know, but two men. One of them has been a stay-at-home father for over a decade. It's the last time I checked.
What you're talking about. I know he's Robert.
Man was also kind of a stay-at-home dad too, but he couldn't work, so he was on disability. So I had two men, and they both are more involved than the mothers are. Those are the only two men I know. I am.
Well, you know another three. You can add me to the list right now. You can add me to it. I'm 100%. I'll take them.
You're not 100%, but you are the premise is are men showing up in the same ways that the mothers are showing up, and the answer unequivocally is no.
I agree with you on that. I agree, but I'm just not about to sit up here and sandbag both. Look, I'm not about to sit up here and sandbag the women.
It's not, brother. It's not close. It's 95-5.
You heard what I said.
It's not close.
If you heard what I said in the beginning,
it's reality.
I said when dealing with humans, all things are on the table for everyone, men and women alike.
Sir, this is such a reductive conversation.
Look, you want to hear something crazy? I know. Look. I have a homie. Look, I have a homie right now. Look.
All you're trying to do is obfuscate. That's all you're trying to do. Because I'm not talking about fucking 5% of men. I'm talking about 90% of men. You're talking about 5% of men at best. And saying like, oh, let's just say that there are these men that exist. Cool, you got it. Now, can we get back to the 90% of men, or do we got to keep talking about the 5%?
No. I've been telling you. I told you there is a large group of men who do that. I told you they at the casino. They're doing other things. There's a lot of men that do that.
Bro, they're in that. Jakar, you're not listening to me. The men are in the house. I'm talking about the men that are actually there in the home.
Oh, wow.
They be in the house with their kids, not showing up for their kids. They be in the house.
That's weird. Yeah, that's weird. But you know what?
Going out drinking, playing golf, doing everything but fucking being present with their kids, bro. Like, what are we, dude? I think most men don't even want to have children, even though we do. Most men end up having kids, but I don't think most men actually want children. I think what we want is access to women, and we know kids will give us access to women. We don't actually want children though, because if we did, then why the fuck do we not show up like the mothers do? The mothers want babies. They have to show up. That's my proof. But the men don't show up. So I have to assume that men actually don't want kids, which means that fathers are fucking toxic, which is the whole point of my life. Fathers are toxic. You're not doing a good job of disproving that. You're just moving the goalposts all around. You can't make a point. You're not even saying it's not even relevant. What you're saying is irrelevant to the discussion. You won't have the discussion in an earnest way. You keep saying all of these one-offs, talking about these random dudes, talking about a fucking Instagram site. I don't give a fuck about any of that. Most fathers are not showing up like most mothers. We both agree. Let's start there, because that's what I'm talking about. The fathers aren't as involved as the mothers, and it ain't close. It ain't like they're really close, and it's like, I give the slight edge to the mothers. It's not close. It's not even fucking close.
All I can tell you is from my experience of coaching kids. Yeah, from my experience coaching kids. Like I said, you're speaking from statistics, right? From nameless faces, nameless people.
I'm speaking from both, Jakari. I'm speaking from personally. I already told you. I don't know. Again, I know 2 men out of 2,000 that are more present than the mothers. I don't know any man that's equal to the mothers. I know 2 men that are more present than the mothers, and that's because of their living arrangement.
And I was going to say, I'll bet you that the mother is the one who is the breadwinner.
Yeah, exactly, because one of them can't work, and the other one,
what you're establishing right now is they're saying that you already established this earlier that men make more than women, right?
Did I establish that? I said 70% of mothers work, but men make
more because that's the thing that makes them better dads, right? So they make more money when they're separated, men and women.
Fathers have more money.
So we've established that. So doesn't that mean that, like, in order to make more money, at some point you probably are working a little bit more?
No, that's also a misconception. Even when you control for the hours, the amount of hours worked outside of the home versus the amount of hours that women put in inside the home, women still do far more labor than men inside the home. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no way around it. Women just do more.
I'm not debating it. Listen. Let's use Robert then. Robert. So Robert doing more in the home, right?
Robert does more in the home? Who?
Yeah.
Okay. Robert does more in the home. Okay.
Yes or no? I'm asking you. That's your boy. You said you know 2 people. I know one of them. He live in the IE. Talk to me. So he does more than the wife at home, right?
He does more than his. Well, they're divorced now, but yeah, one of them is divorced now. By the way, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But okay. So I'm just saying. But when it was like that, he did more at home, right?
Yeah, actually, I know 3 because my father-in-law also was like that. But
I'm just saying, but what, so because he was more available at the home, he did more at the home, right?
No. That's not why. Again, when you,
I'm asking you. If you want
to know the answer, I'll give it. Jakar, if you want to know the answer, I'll give it to you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Even when women, so here's the crazy. It's gonna blow your mind. When women make more, brother, I'm gonna tell you something. It's gonna help us all out. When women make more than men outside the home, and they're the breadwinners, right? They are more likely to do more labor in the home than women who make the same amount or less money than the men in their home. So listen to what I'm saying. They do. Women who make more money than men come home and do more labor than men in the home. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Can I tell you why I believe it? Can I tell you why I believe it? Because women are nurturers, right?
Oh shit. Okay.
Didn't you just say that?
Better parents, correct?
So no. I'm asking you. That's what you said. I'm just using what you've been telling me.
Are women not nurturers?
I'm agreeing with you, but I'm using it to make a point. If you would hold on for a second, calm down. Jeez. So I'm saying the fact that they're naturally more nurturing, if they come home from work and something's not right, they're going to get to work on it because that's what they do. They already do that.
Women are naturally more nurturing.
So if a man come home when the house is dirty, he don't give a shit. He's tired. You a man? You just said
men don't give a shit.
Can I finish? I just said that. I said men don't give a shit if the house dirty, so they're not gonna clean it. So a woman gonna come in and get to work cleaning the house. A man gonna be tired. He gonna be like, I ain't helping him with his homework. A woman might come in and say, let me help my son with his homework. But in my case, most of the men I know help their kids with their homework. Do you help your son with his homework?
When he asks me, yeah. My wife does. My wife is an educator. You know what I mean? She has a fucking master's degree. So
she's the one. So she's gonna do that. Okay. Yeah, so look, and then let me ask you a question about yourself. When my son, are you absent or what was the other one you said? Absent or
am I as present again? Because I've already said this 100 times. Am I as active or as present as my wife in my kids' lives? No. Not even close.
But no. So are you? So what were the 2 words you used? You used absent, and what was the other one?
I said they're either absent or neglectful or something. I don't know.
So you're neglectful then, is what you're saying?
I can be, yeah. I have. Oh, absolutely, I have been. Am I?
I mean, like blanket, like straight across the board. You're saying that you're neglectful.
Not right now, because when my oldest son is old as your oldest daughter, right? So that's 13 years that I had to like.
Can you believe that? We got 13-year-olds. I said we got 13-year-olds.
But my wife early on definitely I was neglectful, and I've had this discussion many a times on here. My
Oh
wife
yeah,
had
me
to be
too.
like,
Me too.
she had to like get me together and be like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you got to stop playing video games. You got to stop, you know, going out with your friend. You know what I mean? Whatever it was. She was like, you
Yeah,
need to
because
be here. And I was like, you know, like,
all right,
like a
so
lot of men. And I was like, okay.
can I ask you another question? Can I ask you another question? And this,
Mhm.
I'm gonna just tell you right now, I was the same way, and my parents lived together. But that was because, like, I seen what my dad did. My dad went to work, came home, sat on the couch, waited for dinner. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's what we seen. So that's what we rocked with, right? Now, as I got older and I realized what I put into someone, I can get out. So now, with me understanding that, as a man, I would think that most men would want to be forefront
But they
teaching their
don't.
kids.
But they don't
I'm
though.
not. I can't. Listen,
You
listen.
you
I
want to
understand it.
believe that, but it's not what
But
most men
I
want,
know,
brother.
Prince. Prince, can I finish though? This is what I'm understanding. The same way your wife taught you, she taught you, right?
Yes, definitely. And she shouldn't have had.
Right.
The problem is she shouldn't have had to. She shouldn't have had
But
to do that.
I agree
You
with
know what
that.
I'm
But
saying?
why
She
did
shouldn't
she?
have to
Why did she?
mold me into that
Why
role.
did
I
she
should
have
have just
to?
been a dad.
That's what I asked. I said, was your parent? Was you? Did you have two parents? I asked you that in a text message, and it was just to figure out. I'm just trying to put together work. So was it single mom or two, or your mom and dad?
Say it again. I'm sorry. Was my mom
Was it
together?
just? Was it just? Was it no? Was your parents together? Was it just your mom, or did
No,
your dad
it
show up?
was
Like,
my mom and my parents got divorced. My mom and my dad got divorced when I was 6.
damn. Sorry to hear. Okay, so was your dad around? I'm asking. I'm asking because I'm trying to figure
No, he
out.
was no, my dad
Like
was
I
absent.
told you, I told you why I didn't know because I just seen what I seen. So I'm trying to figure out why you didn't know because there's a reason why we don't know, and the reason is our mothers can't teach us how to be a man, right? First,
But
only a dad
but
can, and if a dad is not, and if a dad's not doing his job, then it don't matter if he's there or not there. That's what I'm trying to get you to know because at the end of the day, we're still going to need to be taught what it needs to be done by a woman. Real
you
shit.
know, you know,
Like
you know what's crazy
why?
about that? You know what's crazy about that, Jakari? I think
Huh?
we agree on that. I think we agree on that. Because I said what, but I think we agree. But I think the reasons
Yeah.
why we agree are going to be different. Let me tell you why I agree with that.
Okay.
The reason why women, and I don't say can't, because they can, right? That's not,
Nothing is,
I
there's no
disagree with,
such thing as can't. There's always, like we
yeah,
said,
I
there's
know
not a
that.
blanket
That's what I'm
statement
saying.
for
I want to be
anything.
clear with my words. I'm not saying women can't or mothers can't.
Better
But
watch out. They'll come for you.
no, it's just a reality though. It's saying something can is meaning it's
Yeah,
impossible, and I don't buy into that.
yeah.
So
Javale McGee
the
got
reality,
him to the NBA.
the reality is this: that little boys are conditioned to not listen to women the same way grown men are conditioned to not listen to women, right? It starts in our childhood, and
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't start at home necessarily with our mothers, because our mothers don't teach us not to listen to them. It's not them, it's everybody else. It's everything else.
Mm-hmm.
It's the system, right? So then little boys
Man,
go out into the world
we grew
and
up in Snoop Dogg heyday, so you already know we had the bull.
yeah. So we acknowledge, or I'm sorry, we see a bunch of little boys, or I'm sorry, we're taught as little boys by men and by society to not listen and not respect and not revere women, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, it ends up being that little boys, it's really hard for little boys to draw inspiration from their mothers and to listen to their mothers. And that is just due to misogyny. That's not because they can't, not because women can't do it. To me, women are the best examples of how to be a parent and how to be a human being. They're way more connected to their humanity than men are on average, right? Not to
100%.
say that there's no man connected to his humanity,
There's
but
way less women serial
most,
killers than men
most
serial
women are,
killers.
huh?
Yeah, there's not too many women serial killers.
I mean,
So
that's an extreme, but yeah, and there's also not too
I'm
many
just saying.
absentee. They're more, hold on, wait, more relevant and more important. There's not too many absentee mothers. You see what I'm saying? There's more important. Far less. There's far less mothers that aren't showing up for their children than there are fathers. There are far less mothers who don't exhibit empathy than their fathers, right? Things of that nature. So as a man, I can look to women now, like, because I have unpacked a good portion of my misogyny. Now I can look at women and see the inspiration in them and be like, oh, okay, yeah, I need to, like, I look at my wife. My wife is inspirational. She's the person that I'm like, always like, I gotta level up and I gotta catch up to her. I gotta be on her level. I gotta match her. I gotta reciprocate, blah, 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 blah. That's my inspiration. Right? So, and since I've been doing that, I've been winning. If like trying to keep up with my wife,
isn't it crazy how all you gotta do is low key listen to your wife and your life is easy? But see, but men don't like that because, like you said, it goes to attacking their ego, right? And now they feel like they being punked or like they a bitch or something like that, just from listening to somebody who literally, when you think about it, it's like you hanging out with your friends, but who really got your best interest in mind? Your friends or the person that you're trying to build a life with? You see what I mean? And so,
no, wait. Let's go. Hold on, Jakari, go back. Who has your best interest? Your friends or your mama? Your mama.
Your mama. Exactly.
Your mama been telling you the truth. That's my point. It's not that women can't raise men. It's hard for women to raise boys into men because boys are conditioned to not listen to women. And if you have a man around, though, and this brings me back to my topic, the way we even got here, right? Because have fathers around who don't mirror that, who don't exhibit I have to listen to my wife, but because it's good for me. I want to reciprocate. I want to make her happy, but I also have to listen to my wife to model what it looks like to be a good partner to my sons. So I have to be the example. I can't be ignoring my wife and then ask my son, you gotta listen to your mother. Fool, you don't listen to me, right? So I have to do it for their sake. And most men don't do that. Most men just go, well, I'm the man in the house. I get to make the rules.
Look how my daughter is now. Let me show you her. I don't be putting her on social media. Look at my daughter. Hey. See, look, I'm in everything. I want to know I want to make sure they eating right. I'm watching what they looking at on TV because I understand. I feel like a man's understanding of the world and how it works is made by men, but they don't understand how it works. Because if they did, the first thing they're going to do is protect home. You see what I mean? And when you don't protect home, like you're going to be there for your kids. You're going to be there for your girl. You're going to be there for the people that need you. You see what I mean? For the most important, like if they don't, I don't think men look at each, like a relationship like a business. Like you in a business with somebody, basically. You know what I mean? These people are the kids. Basically, are your product. So this is how good of a parent, how good of a person you are as the result of, you know what I'm saying, of your work. And when you look at it from that perspective, then when I put my name on my signature, or these kids come through and they represent me, or they represent their mom, like that's how I move. Like, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure you move in the same way. Like, you know that your last name. I don't want to put your last name out there, but that's where the empire start with the last name. So you are setting the groundwork for the next layer on the pyramid, or you know what I mean? And you want it to rise higher. I do too. So that's why I'm in a position, and that's why I'm here with my kids. I'm missing these times. Like we about to go do some stuff right now from 4:30 to 8:00, 8:30 right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm with them all day, like whenever I can be doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
okay. Because you keep using yourself as an example, and that's fine. Are most fathers as involved as you, sir?
Hell no.
Okay. Then what the fuck are we sir? Then what the fuck are we talking about here? Because that's all I've been saying. This is not an attack on Jakari. I don't know how involved you are with your kids, bro. I'm telling you, you're involved. Fine. I've been talking about other men. I've been talking about fathers this whole time in general. And you know as well as I know that these niggas ain't fucking showing up for their babies. That's all I've been saying. Therefore, fathers are toxic. Therefore, fathers are toxic.
They're toxic because they're
showing up. That's toxic.
Yes, that's what's making them toxic. They're not toxic as in. See, so again, for me, when I was hearing what you're saying, like I told you, I said don't blanket the statements. So I had to make sure I protected the unprotected or the people who I thought were being left out. And that was my main point. And then when you were saying that dads were toxic, I'm like, how are they toxic if they're not even around? And now you're saying they're toxic because they're not around. Because to me, toxic is I'm here.
Hold on. That's one of the ways that men are toxic. One.
Yeah, another one is
they're also toxic, which got us on this topic, is because of the things that men pass down to their children. I.e., what just so everybody knows, the reason how Jakari ended up here is because I made a video about Obama, about what Obama said, but simply Obama just was like, little boys should have a you know, it'd be good for little boys to have a gay friend because to have a gay friend, brother, hold on, to have a gay friend, it will teach him to have empathy for gay people first and foremost. It will also, if he's gay in the future, he'll have somebody to, you know, kind of help him through that, right? and then also he'll have
he said that.
Yes. Also he'll have somebody. Y'all don't listen. You didn't listen to it. That's what I be saying. Niggas don't even. You just heard gay and flip the table over. And then lastly he was saying that they're gonna need like somebody to talk to about their own fathers. He was like they probably gonna have to talk about their dads because, and here's a reality, because you know and I know that little boys like heterosexual little boys they're not vulnerable with one another. We do not have in-depth conversation with one another.
Little boys, you mean grown men too. Grown men.
No, I know. And you're right.
It goes back, but see, that's the thing, and that's something. It's that machismo thing that we have where we feel like we look weak by a minute. Hey man, my girl getting on my head.
So what Obama said actually made sense, right? Saying that, because gay boys are more likely, not all, I don't want to make a blanket statement, but gay boys are more likely. And when I made that video, it was gay men in the comments saying like, oh yeah, this happens with my cishet friends all the time. Like they come to me all the time with all their emotional baggage. And I was like, yeah, the same way men go to the feminine in their life to unload. That's where men go. So it don't matter if it's a man, if it's a woman, it don't matter. Men are going to go to the feminine because the feminine is what? Nurturing. The feminine is what? Empathetic. The feminine listens. So whether it's a feminine man or a feminine woman or a feminine boy or a feminine girl, that boy or that man is most likely to seek out femininity for that softness, for that comfort. And that's all Obama said. And all you homophobic niggas put the table over. Oh, Obama's a gay. He's gay. And you was talking about Obama gay and all this weird shit. I'm like, what the fuck?
Let me stop you. Let me
toxic because they're going around telling their fucking sons that, gay friends, that's don't do that. Little boys do this. That's toxic, my nigga.
Okay, so look, I hear what you're saying. And let's unpack this real quick. I'm gonna try to do it as fast as I can because I gotta be out of here, and I feel like I'm gonna lose service when I get in my car. First thing is this: my issue wasn't. I didn't know he was saying gay boys need a gay man to talk to. That's fine. 100%.
He said gay boy. He said little boy. So little boys.
Okay, that's what I heard. That's what I heard. So
it's good for them to have gay friends. Other little boys. He never said men.
Can I finish? Now let me say something. So now, first is this. I want to say this is you said something about Obama saying that he needed that we should have a gay man to speak with, right? I'm gonna say this. A man, okay, well, look, I'm gonna say this. A man does not only go to femininity. Hold on. A man does not go to a gay man. A man will speak with people that they feel comfortable being vulnerable with. That could be a straight man, a gay man, their grandpa, their basketball coach, whatever. I'm a basketball coach. I talk to these kids about things that I know they're not talking to their parents about. And I'm not gay. I'm just a man who's willing to listen to them. That's it. So for me to say a specific type of person, that's like me saying, well, every boy needs a gangbanger to talk to. They don't. You just need someone to listen. So for you to specify it to a specific type of person, to me, that was where I had a problem. Because I've heard there's a such thing called grooming. And if I said every little girl needs a single man to talk to, we're going to be like, what the fuck? No. Right?
Obama didn't say that. So again, if you have to, if you can't, can I hold on, Ricari, and this is what I'm saying. Your point is moot because what you're saying isn't true. So if it's not true, why are you still talking? Again,
what's not true?
Obama said, hold on, brother. Obama said little boys should be friends with other little boys who happen to be gay. That's what he said. He didn't say nothing about little boys should have gay male role model, men, adults role model. That's not what he said at all.
Okay, so listen, if he never said adults, then that's completely out. You need to
so long about something you never even listened to.
I did listen. Play it then and tell me where he said it because I thought he said men, and that's what I was like, man. I'm like, what do you mean?
He didn't say men.
Okay, so that was my issue. That was my issue. Did you see my comments? Come on, guys, let's go. My comments when I replied, I told you exactly that.
And then you said Obama was gay, which also is weird.
He is though. He is.
Okay. Okay.
He is.
Obama is gay. Okay.
Why can't he be? That's okay. Diddy is too. It's all right. If I would have said Diddy was a year ago, you would have, or 2 years ago, they would have been like,
Oh,
no.
you would have said Diddy was gay because I knew Diddy. I always thought Diddy was gay. Don't do that.
But
Don't try to conflate Diddy and Obama. That's the crazy. This fool blew out Diddy and Obama. Bro, get out of here. This shit is crazy.
Not just exposure.
Go ahead. Press play.
One dad. No matter how good the dad
is, he can't be everything.
He can't be everything. And then that boy may need somebody to give the boy some perspective on the dad.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
One of the most valuable things I learned as a guy was
he just said it right there. He said
finish it. No, he didn't. He ain't said nothing. Finish it. Let it finish. Because he gonna say he gonna say gay something to talk to.
That's where he just said it.
No, he didn't. Finish it.
That's where he said it, bro. What are you talking about? That's where he said it.
Play it again. I ain't hear it. Then that little 10 seconds because I'm walking.
Y'all never even listen to this shit. That's where he said it.
For those of you who do not have sons, so Emma, we are rooting for you because those of us with daughters,
we need good men.
We've got to have good guys out there, not necessarily to get married, but to make sure that what we're learning. I'm gonna take it off of the TV. That when we don't think about boys and just assume they're going to be okay because they've been running the world and they've got all the advantages relative to the girls, and all of which has historically been true in all kinds of ways. But precisely because of that, if you're not thinking about what's happening to boys and how are they being raised, then that can actually hurt women. And I would argue that some of the broad political trends we've seen, not just in this country, but around the world, have to do with this sense of, boys, men not feeling as if they are seen, feeling as if they count. Mm-hmm. And that then makes them more interested in appeals by folks who say, you know what, the reason you don't feel respected is because women have been doing this, or this group has been doing this, or that group's been doing this, and that is not that's not a healthy place to be. That's one of the things that I think a lot of times boys need is not just exposure to one guy.
Mm-hmm. One dad.
No matter how good the dad
is. He can't be everything.
He can't be everything. And then that boy may need somebody to give the boy some perspective on the dad.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
One of the most valuable things I learned as a guy was I had a gay professor in college at a time when openly gay folks still weren't out of line, who became one of my favorite professors and was a great guy and would call me out when I started saying stuff that was ignorant. Mm-hmm. You need that to show empathy and kindness. And by the way, you need that person in your friend group so that if you then have a boy who's gay or non-binary or what have you, they have somebody that they can go, okay, I'm not alone in this.
Yeah.
Right. So that I think is creating that community. I know it's corny, but that's what they need.
Not corny at all. So clearly, and I think the confusion was coming in with a lot of people because Obama was talking about different groups of people at different times. He was saying guys, which is vague. He was saying boys and five. So it sounded like he was just it was too general. But at the end, when he said specifically that boy should have a friend like that in his friend group, who the fuck do you think he talking? You think he talking about a grown man in his friend group? in a boy's friend group. You think he's saying that a little boy should have a grown man in his fucking friend group? Or is he talking about his a peer? A friend is typically a peer. That's what he was saying. And prior to that, he wasn't even talking about a gay person. He was just saying that they should have multiple guys, like mentors. And then he transitioned and he gave an example about when he was a guy, when he was an adult in college, he met one of his professors who happened to be gay, and he mentored him. And he would his professor, he was pointing out the importance of having a diverse group of people around you. His professor would essentially clock him on his homophobia. That's what I got from that. Because why else what else would he be clocking him on, right? So his professor would call out his stuff when he would say, you know, like Obama's words was like when he would, you know, say like crazy stuff or whatever, quote unquote, which probably homophobic things. He said the professor would clock him on it. And then he started talking about boys again and said, yeah, now this is the first time he mentioned little boys having gay friends. And that's when he said that. He said, yeah, and little boys should have somebody like that in their friend group. He didn't say they should have a fucking gay man in there. He said they should have somebody like that. That's all he was saying. And the men's crashed out because all they heard was gay.
No, you know what I heard? I thought I heard one and it said they must have edited the clip because it was like every boy needs a gay man in their life. And I'm like, what? I said that don't even make no sense. Like that's like you can insert anything there. Like every boy needs a blah blah blah. And I'm just like, that's why I even messaged you. When I messaged you, I was like, well then shit, every boy needs a gangster. Every boy needs a crackhead. Don't you remember I messaged you all that different stuff? Don't you remember I sent you all that? I said that. I was like, what the fuck? Like, it don't make no sense. To me, all a man needs, humans in general, are people who are going to hold you accountable, are going to hold you to a high regard, and are going to offer you an ear to speak, an ear to listen. And if you do those things, it don't matter if you gay, straight, anything. Like I said.
Okay. Who is most likely to listen to you? One of your heterosexual male friends or a woman?
When? In what instance?
In any instance, who do you feel most comfortable? I won't even say that, but who do you think will listen to you the most when you have an issue, right? Not involving that person, just an issue with yourself in life. You're feeling vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody died. I don't know, whatever. You're just feeling vulnerable.
Who do I talk to? Who do I talk to?
No. Well, you can say that, but who do you feel more comfortable going to? A man? Or
I talk to a man. I talk to my mans. I talk to my homies. That's who I talk to. Historic, period. Relationship shit, I'm calling my older brother. I'm calling my pops. I'm calling I was training a kid today, talking to him about some relationship shit. One of the other dads. So for me, I like to go with men because they're the ones who are most likely in similar situations to me. And what you realize when you talk to men is when dealing with women, a lot of men are dealing with a lot of parallels on different things. That's what you realize. So for me personally, I can't speak for you. You might talk to your wife. I'll talk to my wife. But depending on what it is, if it's about my wife, I can't talk to her about it. I'm going to go talk to my brother. He was married and divorced.
Hold on. See, I literally said.
I go to men. I go to men. You asked the question, I said men.
Yeah, I hear you. But I wasn't talking about your wife, though. Now, when I feel vulnerable, when I really want somebody to listen to me, I don't go talk to men because men don't listen. Clearly, right now, you're not listening. So I don't talk to men about things that I'm feeling some type of way about. The people that are going to help me navigate through my emotions are going to be women because men don't know how to navigate their emotions.
Can I ask you a question, Prince? Are you an only child?
No, I have two. I have a brother and a sister.
How old is your brother? Older brother, younger brother?
He's older. 49.
Younger brother?
Older.
So you don't call him and talk to him for nothing?
Fuck no.
Why?
Because he doesn't give good advice. I mean, he's decent. And actually, my brother is pretty emotionally intelligent for a man. But I would rather talk to a woman. That's what I'm saying.
Like for me, I feel like older men already did the dumb shit we doing. So the only thing you got to do is listen to them and hold your self-control to not go do the bullshit and not be so emotionally wound up that you doing dumb shit. Because like I said, I talk to my dad and my brother. You don't talk to your dad because your dad wasn't around. So I can see why you ain't gonna talk to him. And you saying that you talk to your brother, but you say he gave you bad advice. So I can see why you want to talk to him. In my case, my brother a teacher. My brother's a teacher. He been teaching for 20 years, Long Beach Unified School District. My dad is 70-something years old. So married 45 years, 43 years. So I always go to people who do better than me. Just like if I wanted to do a business, I'm gonna go to someone who's doing a similar business as me and talk to them. You see what I mean? Now, if I'm looking for a gift for my wife or something like that, I'm gonna go to a woman. I'm gonna call my mom. I'm gonna say, Mom, do you think women like this? Because now I'm trying to figure it out. But if I'm going to a man, just like Obama said, you need men in your life to have that. And some people don't, so they have to go to women. But when you need to get a man's perspective and you have to go to a woman, that's where the problems lie. Because now you're asking a woman to do something she's not equipped to do, even though she might have the ability to do it. Just like my daughter right here. She starts going through her period. I can research it. I can know everything I know about it. But her talking to a woman is going to be the best. They're going to be able to tell her things that even I can't. You see what I mean? Because they have a different type of insight.
Who understands men better than women?
Who understands men? Men, listen.
Not men.
Only men understand men. Women understand women. We try to say that we understand each other, but we really don't. Hence why there's always these miscommunications.
Men don't understand men, Jakari. Men don't understand men. Men lie to each other. And most of the time, the reason why men like to talk to other men is because they don't want to hear the truth. They love talking to other men because a man ain't gonna hold you accountable. A man ain't gonna tell you wrong. A man gonna tell you, yeah, man, I went the same shit as you, man. Baby mama's just tripping. My wife be tripping. But if you want to hear the truth, if you actually want to grow, you gonna talk to a woman.
Hey, I got a homie right now. I'm not gonna put his name out there, right? He calls me and we talk about his shit all the time. The first thing he called me and tell me is, my baby mama tripping. But one thing he don't understand is he caused a lot of trauma on her to where she's even like this. So I always have to circle back to him and tell him, you have to remember that these issues are these issues plus the other trauma that you put on her. So this is really your fault. And he don't like hearing it, but guess what? He called me every time. So like I said, there's certain men who are running from accountability. And I'm pretty sure those men also align with the men who ain't in their child's lives. You see what I mean? There's a coincide with that. Because when a man is trying to be a better man, he's going to go learn from men. He's going to go to a man. That's why, look, me and you talking about fathers. Why don't you got a woman on here right now telling you about it, agreeing with you? You see what I mean? Because you need a specific type of thing to get a specific type of result. There's tons of women in your chat right now. You can post a StreamYard. They'll hop on here and join right on your bandwagon. But that's not what you want. Because men only, like you said, look, only a daddy. There's a thing. Your son right now will act the ass in front of his mama. Well, all her training, all that shit. Then you come in the room and he know you got hands and feet and you got that presence and it changes. It changes. I'm talking to parents right now. They're like, my son don't listen to me. He be yelling back at me. These Caucasian parents. My son be yelling at me, but then his dad, Dennis, comes home and you're scared of your dad, huh? The little boy was like, I ain't scared of my dad. But he is. It's a pecking order. Nature made it this way. Nature made it this way. I ain't make it this way.
Nah.
Nature made it this way. Nature made it to where daddy's stronger. So if daddy whoop your ass, I remember the age where I was like, my mom don't even, when she with me, it don't even hurt no more. I'm gonna grab the belt. Grab the fucking belt. Like, this shit don't hurt no more. You're gonna have to stop this. She was like, super hot. She called my dad. Oh shit, I'm scared again. Cause I know he could whoop my ass. And that's what it takes for men. That's what move men. That's what move men. And when it's not like that, that's why these little boys be going around unchecked. They listen to their mama, then they get a certain age, and now they're mad at their mama. They mad at their daddy first for not being there. But he not around. So since he mad at his daddy, he mad at all men. So guess what? Can't no man tell him nothing. He gonna run the fade with him. Nigga, let's get down. All y'all look like my daddy. What's happening? And now, because the mom had to overcompensate, he don't like her. Oh, I don't like women. My mom whooping my ass, beating on me, trying to be like my daddy. Trying to make me tough. You see what I mean? So we create these fucked up people. We, not just men, it takes two people to make them, it takes two people to fuck them up.
No.
And am I gonna tell you yes? hella absent dads. Like I said, I got another homie right now. He be at the casino. The nigga call me, I don't answer. Why don't you fuck with your boy? My nigga, you at the casino too much. You don't even got no money. How you at the casino? Your kids, what's going on? Can't do it. So, like I said, it's all sides of the spectrum. But I don't just sit here and just be like, I'm gonna just blast men. I'm gonna just blast women. Because look, I know women. I know a woman right now who don't got one of her kids. The homie got it.
When you go on another rant, let me stop. It's not both sides. That's something that abusive men always like to say. It goes both ways, right? Men who actually are in the business of taking accountability do recognize that it doesn't go both ways. It primarily only comes from one direction. Shit don't slide downhill and uphill at the same time, right? So if I'm talking about women, even if you wanted to blame the mothers, even if I wanted to blame my mother for whatever happened to me, I got to start with my daddy and I got to end with my daddy, because I don't know what type of parent my mama would be if my father was present. I don't know what type of parent my mother would have been if my brother. I don't know what type of parent my mother would have been if my brother's father was present. I have no fucking idea. I don't have any clue. So I can't sit here and be like, oh, it goes both ways. My mom was in survival mode. Oh, brother, why are you talking? I'm talking. Jakari, stop. My mother was in survival mode from the moment she divorced my father for being an abusive piece of shit. She was in survival mode. That man never doled out a penny of child support. He said, if you ever hit me up for child support, I'll never work again, blah, 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 right? And so I'm 43. That was 37 years ago. He said that. He held true to that part. He never paid a penny. My brother's dad never paid a penny. You know, I grew up in the city. Every nigga I knew, none of their daddies was there. No nigga I knew had a fucking present father, not one. So we all was out there with no daddy. And I'm gonna remove myself from the situation. And I'm not gonna say every dude's dad was like my dad. I know better than that. Not every dad was like my dad. My dad is one of the most extreme versions of fathers. I know that. But nonetheless,
further makes me understand your perspective on men and all the other situations. It makes a lot more sense. Like it does. It's like for you to be on this path, of course you will be on this path. You know what I'm saying? And like, I don't want to sound fucked up, but when you gonna hold your mom accountable for choosing the men she choosing?
Yeah, that's stupid. Why would I hold my mom accountable for a man being a piece of shit? That's dumb. I'm so far beyond that. And you are parroting this as a married man with children, talking about blaming a woman for being abused by a woman.
Again, what I'm telling you is it.
Hold on. And by the way, hold on, brother. And I gotta call this out. You're saying, hold on, man. You're saying all of this in front of your daughter. So again, fathers are toxic. That's one of the most toxic things you can say in front of a young woman, a young lady, a girl. Oh, what about the women blame the women for choosing terrible men? What the fuck? Are you serious? Like that's when you be proving my point in real time. Fathers are toxic. Fathers are even the present ones. Keep them away from the babies.
Hey,
get them away, bro. Just give them some money. Leave them babies alone. They'll do better. Just give them some money. Leave them alone. Make sure the mother is supported financially. Leave the kids alone, bro. If you gonna teach your daughter that it's her fault for being abused by a man, she should have chose better. Leave that baby alone. Move away.
What I'm gonna tell you is this. I'm realistic with situations. If I've been in one bad situation, then I'm gonna vet the next man a little more carefully. You see what I mean? Nah. That's all I'm saying. And then vice versa. Listen, hold on. Because like I told you, hold on, let me stop. My brother, I told you, he be complaining about his wife, right? And not being able to see his kids. I said, you chose her. You should have vetted better. You should have chose a better woman. You could have chose any money in the world. You chose her. And now you complaining about the repercussions of how she acting and with your kid. So at the same time, like I said, I hold the mirror to people on both sides. You said shit don't slide downhill and uphill. You're right. But a hill ain't one-sided. There's two sides to a hill. So shit can slide down the left side and then it can slide down the right side. And like I said, I'm not saying, oh, your mom. I'm not saying, oh, your mom, it's your mom's fault. But I'm telling you this. Accountability and accepting that every situation that you're in you play a role in it. I can tell you this right now. I got pulled over by the police for no reason and arrested and put in jail. Half of it was my fault. Why? I ain't have to be on the fucking streets. I ain't have to make that turn. Every decision I made brought me to that.
What?
What do you mean?
What are you talking about? You're saying that you got arrested?
Again, listen, you were telling me you just said, hey, you're telling me that you're telling her that it's her fault. I'm saying, look, at some point, a part of being accountable, like we were just talking about, that you say women are so accountable, right? That's what you was just saying, is understanding, hey, I chose a nigga that's whooping my ass. I chose a woman that's holding my kids from me. I chose a woman that, look, Trevor Bauer, he chose to hook up with that girl who lied on him and ruined his baseball career. So as much as he wants to blame that girl for ruining his career, half of it was his choice. He didn't have to call her. He didn't have to answer the call. He didn't have to let her come over. He didn't have to smash. He didn't have to do none of that. Even though she ruined his life and career. Still, half of that accountability, a part of being accountable is understanding that you have power in every situation. And when you don't understand that you have power in every situation, you be walking around blaming other people like a victim all the time. So now, one thing that a father will do is make sure that their son and daughters are accountable for themselves. Just like you said, I'm a terrible parent for telling my daughter that. I'm going to tell her, if a nigga play fight with you and he hit you, don't be with him. Because he'll hit your ass for real. You see what I mean? There's a difference between a person
what if he don't play fight? What if he just hit her? What if he don't play fight? What if she's pregnant? She's 6 months pregnant. He's never hit her before, and he starts fucking hitting her. Is that her fault?
Then guess what? That's it. You see it enough. Call the cops. Get him out of there.
No, is that her fault? Is that her fault?
It's not her fault. It's her fault. Now listen, it's her fault. Any blow she take after those blows is her fault. Any blow she take after them blows is her fault.
Okay.
Any blow she take, just like me. Look, just like me. If I'm with a girl, and if I'm with a girl and she pull a knife on me. If I'm with a girl and she pull a knife on me. Wait. If I'm with a girl and she pull a knife on me, right? And I stay with her and she stabbed me. Whose fault is it? Hers for stabbing me? Hers for stabbing me, or me for staying with her and knowing that she gonna stab me?
Her for stabbing you. 100% her for stabbing you.
But also it's mine. Like, look, Brent, you're taking away the power. You're taking away a person's power to make them feel like they don't have a way to change things in their life, and they do.
Power over everything. That's stupid. Some shit just happens to you that you have nothing to do. What the fuck are you talking about? You driving on the street is not you putting yourself in harm's way. Were you driving recklessly? No, you were driving within the legal parameters of the law. You didn't do shit wrong. You didn't do. That's not a choice.
But listen. Could I stay home? Could I take an Uber? Could I take the bus? Could I walk? Ride a bike? So again, I'm willing whenever you put stop, dog. Yeah, come on, man. Anytime, that's about being accountable for yourself. Like if I go here and I be like, Prentice, I knew Prentice was gonna do this and he was gonna do this. Nigga, I know what I'm getting into. I gotta take my own responsibility. Brandon called me and said I'll never go on his show because all he do is whatever, but he making good money. That's what he said. I said I'll go on his show. I'm not gonna go in there and be like, oh, he set me up. I know what I'm getting into. So for me to do any other thing than what I understand, it's not me. That's like me saying I'm powerless. And I like to think that everyone has a power to control their own life, and they should too.
They don't.
And if you don't, then that's a fucked up world to live in, where you feel like you ain't got no control over nothing.
That's the world we live in. That's literally the world we live in. That's reality. What the fuck are we talking about? That is literally reality, bro. That's not my reality. That is the reality that we live in. The reality. Only one. You don't like talking on yourself. That happens.
I don't know if the people in the comments like me, but I like coming on. I'll come on more for sure.
Okay.
For sure. He's like, okay. No, I'm not. I just want to let you know before I get in here because it get real loud in the gym.
That's what I'm saying. Go do your thing. I got you. I appreciate you coming on, though, fam.
But again, we all got the ability to make our own decisions, and I'm not sitting up here saying that the Obama thing, I was wrong. I admit that I was wrong. I thought he said something that he didn't. I was wrong about that. I had no problem doing that. Do I think fathers are toxic? Of course, yeah. especially a hurt father or a lazy father, for sure. But I feel like you gonna know they lazy even before they apparent. You gonna see that when they come into your house, laid up, trying to drive your car and shit. Then the same niggas that.
Wait. Before you go, I gotta cut. Not me, but some people got a question for you. Blair said, ask him if your daughter got raped. Would you blame her? Would you say it was partially her fault?
If she got raped? Under what? Somebody came to our house and raped us, or she outside doing some bullshit?
I don't care where she at, in whatever scenario you can think of.
What's good, brother? I'm gonna say this. You have to take partial responsibility for putting yourself in any situation. If she go to a party and somebody rape her, she didn't have to go to a party. She could have been at my house. So again, I'm not going to sit up here and act like there's not a thing that you can do. If I stand on the corner and get hit by a drunk driver, did I have to stand on that fucking corner? No. Again, ultimate accountability is understanding that everything that happens, partially you played a role in it. You did. You partially played a role in it. And that doesn't mean it's anything negative. It's anything. It's more empowering to understand that you have the power to put yourself in situations and not. You go to a party. Is that something that could possibly happen at a party? Yes. So when you go into a party, you're accepting all consequences that can happen. She could also get shot by a stray bullet.
Wow.
You see what I mean?
That was disgusting. Disgusting.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Crazy.
That was probably the worst thing you said this whole time. That was
she has the power to make sure to put herself in. I like to think my daughter has the power to keep herself out of them situations. Clearly, a lot of women have the power to keep themselves out of that situation because it's not happening to them. Clearly. So, like I said, other women might not be aware of their surroundings as much. They might go somewhere, get something put in their drink. They might go somewhere where they think it's cool and it's not. They might be on some Players Club shit, like the girl in Players Club. When that shit happened to her, that shit didn't have to happen. She could have stayed at her sister's house, at her cousin's house. See what I mean? So again, I think it's a horrible thing to do, and I think it's really awful to do, especially when there's women who will let you have sex with them for money, like, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many other avenues that you can take. You can masturbate, you can do all these things. So I personally don't think it's a warm up. Start warm up.
Hey man, go be a coach, man. I don't want to talk about this in front of them kids, man.
They can't hear me. You look how far away I am.
This is crazy, fam. You go on.
That was crazy. Why would somebody want to talk? Why would somebody even take it to the?
I don't know, bro. I'm about to end this live though. I gotta go.
All right then.
All right, bro. I'ma holler. Give me a second. Woo! All right. Fathers are toxic. Fathers are toxic. Thank you. The craziest shit. Again, remember, keep in mind, the craziest thing is these dudes act like I be lying. They act like I'm pandering and am I Am I lying? I made the prompt and motherfuckers walk right into it. Like, what the fuck? I made the all I did was make the prompt. I fully believed it to be true prior to making the prompt. I've never had these discussions with Jakari before about parenting and shit like that. First time I've ever talked to him about it. What? What are we talking about here? This is nuts. This is nuts. That was nuts. You gotta let him talk. You gotta let him say. You gotta let him say the thing. Let him say the thing. Let him say it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. See, because now they can't. Now they can't say I'm lying. Right? They can't say I'm lying. You can't say that. If the motherfucker come right up there and do the thing that I'm saying motherfuckers do, you can't say I'm lying. You can't look at me like I'm crazy. All I'm gonna do is go look at it. Look right there. Right? What the fuck? What you want me to do? You want me to believe that fathers aren't toxic. I invite a man on to refute that fathers are toxic, and he ends up being toxic. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up, y'all. I don't gotta do nothing. Like, Jesus Christ, I don't have to do anything. I don't think I'm lying. I'm pandering. This is all. I don't believe it. What the fuck? No, that's exactly what I said. Is that not exactly what I was saying? Before we started everything, I said fathers are toxic because they don't model the right behavior. They don't do the right thing. They're not doing the thing. They're never in the right place at the right time. Like, what the fuck? You guys want me to not? So I'm crazy. Y'all gonna try to gaslight me? Seriously, to any man that's out there, y'all think I'm lying. Okay, cool. You gonna try to gaslight me and tell me that wasn't toxic? You gonna try to tell me that I just made that up? I put words in his mouth? What you gonna tell me? I'm very curious to know, how can you spin this? How can you spin this? I want to know. I'm very curious. Please, anybody, how can you spin this? How can you salvage that and turn that into something else? I don't got to do shit. I'm gonna clip that up and just show that conversation. I'm just gonna show that last 5 minutes. Like, that's 10 minutes. I'm just gonna show that shit, and I'm done. What the fuck? I ain't gotta do shit. I don't have to do anything. But I'm crazy. But I'm lying. I'm just making this up. It's because I wasn't raised with my daddy. Right? That's what they always say. Oh, you ain't had your daddy. That's why you feel like this about men. Or, and hear me out, you're fucking toxic. Could it be? Could it be? Just maybe. Oh, man. Wow. All right, let me read these. I'm so glad I read. Shout out to Blair for that great question. That question came in so clutch. It was right on time, man. Jesus Christ. I was going to read all of them, but I knew we had to leave. And then I was like, all right. I said, let me read this one. I knew this was going to be a good one. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. I also wanted him to turn his camera on for the Diabolical Men's Registry. She wanted to see that nigga face. B said, nigga crashing out like Dodie 6. Damn, man. Juniper, we read that one already. Whistling Susie said, we can't hear you over his mic pub. Okay, my bad. Next time. The Stats Public cited analyzes court data. Yeah. Aquarius said 5 on David Ruffin to get up off that Cricket Wireless. Jesus Christ. Beast Nation said, just waiting on Pub to say, you got it. Hey, eventually I said it at the end. I was like, you got it. I was done. I had nothing else I can say. I was like, you got it, man. You got it. Ain't nothing else I can say at this point. Wi-Fi is fragile as his ego. That's what Osa said. And it was. Juniper said, drop resource center on DV has stats. Exactly. I mean, they can go find the stats. They don't want to look it up. That's why I hate doing the labor. Even when you show them the shit. It's a quick article. We didn't go. I want to go all into the numbers. That article had several studies in it. That's why I like to go to it. It's a good like reference point. And then you can go read the studies that's on there and go even further than that. But I don't give a fuck if it was 13 years ago. This shit ain't that different. The men's ain't showing up no more 13 years later. The men ain't had an awakening. They just as shitty. The fuck? Let me just say, fathers fight for custody in court 4% of the time. Akiku said child custody used to be automatically given to men because children were seen as the man's property. It wasn't until the 1970s that child custody was made gender neutral and focused on the kids. Jesus. Teresa said he's talking about paternal alienation, a myth. Exactly. We already know paternal alienation ain't real. Charlie said, I had 2 absentee fathers, one bio and one adopted. God damn. Me too, though. I had 2 absentee fathers. I had a father in the home that wasn't there. He was in the home, but he wasn't present. And then I had my deadbeat ass daddy, and my brother had a deadbeat ass daddy, and my sister had a deadbeat ass daddy. So I saw all the deadbeat daddies. I am Queen Neek said his lack of impulse control is very telling. Facts. I am Queen said he can't even have a productive conversation without interrupting pub or using anecdotal experiences. He doesn't have the range for this conversation. Shanika J said, Pub, ask him the stats on his team. He would have known all of those. Are all of the fathers present? Oh, no, he wouldn't have known that. Or is that one of the reasons he decided to coach? Nah, he wouldn't have known that. Kamisha said, I don't want to do anything after work either. The fuck, none of us do. It's such a cop-out. Juniper said, ask him those same questions about his kids from the video where dads couldn't answer the basic questions about the kids and moms got them all right. Men can't decenter themselves ever in anything, Juniper says. He wouldn't answer none of them questions. And I wouldn't have wanted him to because, his daughter was right there and that would have doxed her. He already, whatever. Akiku said, dude, you put a vice grip. Could you put a vice grip on your lips so Pub can talk? Jesus Christ on a bike. How do you even get oxygen to your brain? Close your mouth. Aquari said, 2 more to drop this call and call CPS. Free to fail. Charlie said he is endangering his kid doing this while driving. Mm-hmm. The Blueprint said, I thank God for my son having autism because, for real. Juniper said, Pub, drop, please. He's unsafe driving his kids. Those are his choices, by the way. Remember, it's all about choices. I didn't make the choice for him to keep talking while he was on the live. That was his choice. I was playing. Charlie said he is endangering his baby in the car. I think the language was just as dangerous, to be honest with you. Tam said, vetting doesn't make a person better. People can change after years. Exactly. That's why it's impossible to vet. We all know that. Charlie said, Pub, I'm sending money. Please protect this baby. Drop the car. He is driving distracted while driving with his kids in the car. I couldn't do it. He had to drop himself. I wasn't going to make that decision for him. Aquarius said, another $2 trying to turn your friends against you. Osa said, he should not be coaching and should not be around kids. Agree and agree. NK Arcade said, victim blaming at his finest or at his worst. Fantasy Island Girl said, most abusers are people you know, though. Mm-hmm. Not randos. Aquarius said, quote unquote, friendship over. What a monster to children. Fantasy Island Girl said, she could literally stay home and be abused. That's a terrible take from a weird man. Mm-hmm. She could. Foe said, got to keep that raid on there. Got to spray the cockroaches. Home Slice Adulting said, by his dumb logic, employees at the Twin Towers should be accountable since they went to work on 9/11. I mean, at this point, we blaming anybody for showing up. Now, the one and only Kitty, I appreciate you. Sonia Till said, so girls don't get abused at home by relatives? Apparently not. It's Me 3D said, on behalf of the United States Negro Foundation, we don't know that dude. Oh, man, what a fucking day. What a fucking day. Y'all wouldn't believe, a lot of y'all wouldn't believe me if you didn't hear it here. If you didn't hear him say it, you wouldn't have believed me. You got to let him talk. Let him talk. Let him say what they want to say. Let them get it out. So that when the men say, not all men, all fathers are da-da-da-da-da, and I can go, well, what about this? What about all of this? What about all this evidence? Interesting, huh? Oh, they don't believe it. They won't. They don't. I appreciate y'all though, man. Hey, shout out to the Tapper Shappers and Super Chatters, man. We did it, Joe. Shout out to the old members and the new members, man. Everybody that joined, I appreciate y'all. Everybody shared the live, whatever you did. Like the live. Keep liking the live. Like the live up. Man, let's get more likes in this motherfucker, man. Everybody that messaged. I love that. I love the comments. The comment cousins was commenting. I had to focus. I couldn't really even lock in on the comments. I know y'all was eating that motherfucker up, though, the ones I was seeing. I was like, God damn. They on this boy brain. Nah, trust me. It's most men, y'all. It's most men. That's what I'm trying. It's most men. I could bring on almost. I'm pretty sure outside of about 2 men that I know, I'm pretty sure that every man that I know, if I brought them on, they might not say that, but they'll say something. You know what I mean? Like it'll be something. Like they'll all say something fucking just like outlandish, like crazy as fuck. You be like, what the fuck? Like they might even, you know what's funny? They would even come in here and like agree with me and like really agree. Like they'll agree. And then something will happen. Trust me. It'll rubber gonna hit the road and you're gonna be like, oh, there it goes. Let them talk long enough. Let them talk long enough. It'll happen. It'll happen. Yeah, man. That's how you gotta do as a man, you gotta do a shit ton of unpacking so that you can have these conversations. Before you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna have these conversations, you gotta unpack a lot of shit. Because at some point in time, it ain't about being perfect, but at some point in time, you're going to expose like a huge blind spot. And I'm giving you grace by calling it a blind spot. A lot of y'all don't have blind spots. A lot of y'all are intentionally blind. A lot of y'all Stevie Wonder to the bullshit. Y'all doing like this. I'm motherfuckers trying to pry your hand like, look, nigga, look. Y'all acting like it's Bird Box. Y'all like, no. I won't look. I don't want to change. I don't want to change. You got to do a lot of unpacking, man. But you let a motherfucker talk, you let a man talk for about 15, 20 minutes. You got to ask the right questions. Hey, if y'all go watch my videos, I got like some litmus tests for men that I've been coming up with, kind of like recent things that if you ask them about it and just see their reaction, I think they're pretty good. I think they're pretty good. Pretty solid, man. Pretty solid shit. I could tell a lot by a man by certain responses he has to certain things. Like, okay. Mm-hmm. So why don't you like Angel Reese? Oh, okay. Oh, so you don't like that Meg Thee Stallion and Clay are together. Oh, okay. You don't see what he sees in her. Okay. You don't think the WNBA players deserve more money? Interesting. Got you. You don't exactly. You don't think Travis Hunter should have married that woman, huh? What you think about Travis Hunter being married to his wife? What you think? Oh, okay. You don't think he could have got somebody better? I'll be on all that shit. I'll be saying shit to listening, like, Oh, okay. Word up. Got you. I just noted. Duly noted. Got you. I see who I'm dealing with. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just little shit. You gotta sneak in. You can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't ask them direct. You gotta ask them other shit. See if they in the hive. If they in the cult. How deep they in the cult. High-ranking member or henchman. Right? Foot soldier. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Just say single mothers. Don't even say nothing else. Just say single mothers and just see what his reaction is. Just see how if he react. If he don't respond to it at all, he might be solid. But if he turn around like single mothers, what? Nah, nothing. Change the lyrics from single ladies to single mothers and see what he say. Say all the single mothers, all the single mothers, all the single mothers. See what that nigga say. Oh man, you will see. Mm-hmm. Do it to your boyfriend. See what that nigga think. Do it to your brother. And record it. I want to see it. Post it. Uh-huh. Oh, there you go. That's another good one. Cowboy Cat. Say something about single fathers and see if they bring up single mothers. Mm-hmm. Say something negative about single fathers, and then see if they bring up single mothers. Mm-hmm. Yeah, do that. Do that. I like that. That's another one. I'm putting that one in the arsenal. I'm putting that one in the chamber. We got that one locked in. And get your phone out. Get your phone out. See what happened. Zoom in on the nigga face. I'm about to start recording niggas' reactions. I'm about to just start saying shit and then zooming in on niggas' faces. Seeing they shit twitch. Oh, man. Y'all got to understand, I don't be knowing what the fuck these niggas be on. I don't know until I talk to them about it. Clearly, I don't be talking to my friends about nothing. I mean, a lot of these niggas I know on the internet ain't like, you know what I'm saying, we fucking kick it or nothing like that. A lot of them is like niggas I knew from high school and shit, you know what I'm saying, just in the city, and then we just kind of kept in contact through Facebook or whatever, Instagram. But yeah, ain't like we would have these conversations. But, you know, I knew to bring that nigga on when he said Obama was gay. I'll show you. If I was messy, I'll show them. The nigga said Obama was gay. I said, hey, you can come on my live tomorrow. I got a spot just for you. Yeah, come on in. We're going to talk to you. He said Obama was gay. I said, oh, yeah. Come on in. Come on in. The water's warm. Let me hear this. Folks. I hope not. He married. That's crazy. He was saying it the whole time. Lady Starfish. I didn't even care. I was like, fuck it. People that know me, they're going to say my name. I get it. I ain't tripping. I ain't even mad at you. It was quick, huh? He didn't even watch the clip. Like, what the fuck? That's what I'm saying. I got another homie. He was crashing out about Obama. And then I asked him, I said, what did Obama say? Like verbatim, like what did he say? Tell me what he said. And then he posted the clip. And I said, no. I know what he said. I want you to tell me what he said verbatim, meaning what did you hear him say for you to come to that conclusion? That's what I want to know. Because I listened to that shit and I was like, why are y'all mad about this? Like, this is like, yeah. He said, yeah, boys should have mentors. They shouldn't just have one man in their life, not their father. He didn't say it. Anyways, y'all all heard it. That was crazy. Yeah, as soon as he heard gay, it was over. Gay? Oh my God. Gay. That fathers are toxic. I'm going to say it again. Fathers are toxic. Fathers are toxic, period. Period. I don't want to fucking hear it. No more arguing. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. I don't want to hear it. It's a fucking wrap. Done. Fathers are toxic. Done. Done. Crazy work. Crazy work. I can't. Y'all be wanting me to defend men. The men want me to defend the men, right? How? Give me something. God damn, give me something to defend. Okay, I'll defend this. Give it to me. I'll defend this. Give it to me. I want to. Y'all don't even understand. Y'all, that's the funny thing. Y'all don't even know how bad I want to defend men. I do. That's my default. I'm a man. Of course I want to defend men. Of course I do. Of course I do. Not necessarily against women, but just against, like, in general. Because if I were to do that, it would mean that we're actually better people than society or what it looks like we are, right? I would love to defend men. I would love to be able to point to something, logical or, historic, something. I would love to point to that statistic, whatever. I would love to. I would love to point to that shit. I can't. I have nothing. I have nothing. I can't point to anything. I have nothing to point to. Even the single fathers having just as good outcomes as two-parent homes. Those children may grow up to be successful, right? They, more likely to go to college, less likely to go to prison, whatever the case may be, right? They may have those things. But if we're grading on a curve, those children they end up lacking immensely, emotionally. A lot of those kids, if they don't have a female presence, if they don't have a granny, if they don't have a stepmom, you know what I'm saying, an auntie or something like that, if they just got the daddy, a lot of times they end up lacking emotionally. A lot of times they end up not being able to make connections with like the little boys grow up to be men, and they're not able to make connections with women later on in their life. A lot of the little girls grow up to be women, and they don't know how to they have to unpack a lot of their traumas, that a lot of things that triggered them. They have a lot of triggers and things of that nature because they grew up with their daddies and they just didn't develop emotionally enough. A lot of times when the women raise the kids, the problem isn't that the women don't raise the kids well enough emotionally. The problem is the women aren't there enough because they got to fucking work. You know what I'm saying? They got to work. But I'll take a child raised by a single mother that got some money over a single father. Look. Yeah, I'll over a child raised by his mother that is financially viable over a child raised by their father that's financially viable. I guarantee you the child that was raised by his mother, man or woman, is going to be way better adjusted emotionally. Way, way, way better adjusted emotionally. Their EQ 10 times higher. I almost guarantee you. If a man raising a child or raising children devoid of women, no input from women whatsoever, just a man on an island like women often do, right? And then a woman raising a group of children on her own, devoid of men, just on an island by herself. The children that the women raise are going to be better. They're going to be better off long term than the children raised by men. I will bet any fucking thing. I will bet anything. I will bet anything. Men, typically what they do, the thing that men are going to do guaranteed is they're going to pass on their misogyny. The little girls are going to internalize it and the little boys are going to exhibit it and going to project it and going to practice it. That's what's going to happen. Almost guaranteed. A group of men that have no emotional bandwidth raising kids, fuck out of here. You think them kids is turning out well because he's such a good parent? No, bro. The lights are on. They got a refrigerator full of food, and they got and they don't have to worry about where they're gonna lay their head at night. And they not living in the hood. That's why them kids turn out better. That's why them kids turn out better. The daddies that go get their kids are financially stable. The vast ain't no struggling man, ain't no financially unviable man going to go get his kids, fam. Let's be real. The men that's gonna go get their kids are going to be abusive men who have some money. More than likely, they're going to be abusive men that have some money. The vast majority of the time. Not every time. The vast majority of the time, they're going to be abusive men who have some money. Yep. That's what it's going to be. An abusive man with some money. He going to go get his kids. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. And them kids might fare better than in general over a single mother household. Yeah. Because they didn't grow up in a hood and, you know what I'm saying? Like, and all of that stuff. Yep. They didn't grow up in a hood. They got, you know what I'm saying? They got to play sports. They got to all that shit. They, I'm with that. Yep. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. Uh-oh. Stalker dad, huh? I don't like your name. You getting banned. Your name's weird. Stalker dad, you gotta go. I think that was a troll. I don't know. I didn't like his name, though. I ain't like the cut of his jib. Stalker dad, you got to go. He was weird. The name was crazy. Oh, they will say, okay, I only read like 2 messages and it was weird. I was like, yeah, you got to go. Strange as hell. Oh, that's that dude, Teresa? Okay. Bet, say less. All right, y'all. I'm out of here for real, though. I'm going to go be with my family. Y'all have a great evening, man. I appreciate y'all. One love, one thug.